Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to the Green Lions. Today's episode 11 and it is a huge episode, lots of things to cover. We had a youth intake, we signed a new defender, and also we have two really important games. So first and foremost, let's go over some of the youth intake and we're going to go over players that I think might make an impact this season or going forward. First up, Mr. Eddie Davison. Now he's a left wing, he can also play up top as well naturally. Lots and lots of pace. This guy has been rated at a 2.5-star recruit and he's also a 5-star potential. As you can see, attributes not up to much, but at this level he actually is a pretty damn good player, and obviously to get him in on youth, fantastic business too. Next one is a winger, Adrian Virtue. Obviously, as we know, we don't tend to use wingers in the formation I have right now, so he might have to get retrained as a right wing back or perhaps even as a striker. He can play that role a little bit already. Lots and lots of pace. Finishing only being 2, I don't really foresee him working out with the club. Maybe I can keep him for a while, develop him, and then sell him on for a little bit of money. Next up, here is another striker. This guy actually shows a little bit of potential. He might make some first-team appearances before the end of the year. Tyler Matthews, 16-year-old. Lots of pace, really good finishing, really good composure, and excellent determination, which means he likely will improve in the future. I believe my assistant manager has him at 4.5-star potential player. Right now, he's only 1.5-star current ability. But nevertheless, this kid actually shows a little bit of promise. Alright, our first midfielder on the board here, David Jenkins. Now, potential according to my assistant manager isn't that high. It's only about 3.5 stars. He's currently about 1.5 star, but he does have a little bit of potential. You can see even his mental attributes are actually pretty well developed for a kid his age. 16 years old, and he's already got good flair, good leadership, good vision, aggression, bravery. It's all very impressive. As far as physical goes, not very physical. Very quick player. Tends to play in the hole behind the strikers, which again doesn't really fit our system. So you might have to keep retraining at a centre midfield role. But nevertheless, pretty impressive player. Free kick 11, taking 2 that can come in handy at some point. Alright, so here is the last of the youth intake. I took a flyer on this guy, Sonny Stone. I took, well, basically because the name's just fantastic, I have to take a flyer on him. But more seriousness, no, he does have a 4-star potential rating from my assistant manager of high determination. There may be some talent there. I'm not quite seeing it right now. He's definitely a very versatile midfielder. As you can see, he's natural to a Mazzala, a ball midfielder, and a box-to-box. That's just because he isn't good at any of them. But at the same time, he does show, a little bit of potential. We'll see what happens in the future, but I don't expect him to really develop into anything special. Alright, so now we move on to the brand new signings for the club. Wayne Hanna has joined us on loan for the rest of the year from Dorchester Town. Brought him in just to give us another option on top, because unfortunately Robbie Legg and Craig Young's form has just absolutely disappeared, and Ben Watson is on a steady decline to awfulness. But I bought Wayne Hanna in. He's played 2 games for me thus far, yet to find the back of the net. But he does have a lot of things I do like. Finishing's obviously really good for a striker, good amount of flair. Off the ball movement is good. He also has a decent amount of pace and he's okay strength-wise as well. So he's a useful player to have in this squad. He yet to really hit the ground running, but hopefully he'll do so in today's episode. Alright, and here is the big money defender sign. I wanted to bring in another defender to go alongside Owen Jones and Josh Reed. So I brought in Harry Lander, paying him far too much for a start. £225. It's too much on hindsight, but I thought I'd bring him in. My assistant manager, my scouts rated him as 100 as far as the scouting rating system goes, so I had to try and bring him in. He had a really good start though for me. Average rating of 7.4, got myself a goal as well. I used to play for Bournemouth back in the day. Had a brief spell here at Baffin Milton Rovers this season as well. But a very talented defender, still only 20 years old, can definitely still grow. He's valued at £4,600, and I think he's our most valuable player in the squad. So even if we can try and sell him off, we might be able to get some money back for him. Because again, the wages are far too much, and we'll have to adjust that in the off-season. So since the last episode, we beat Ashford here 1-0, as you can see. Carl Smith getting himself a goal there. We also played Cray Wanderers, beat them 3-0, get back to winning ways here. Harry Lander got the goal. Frank Rosenwald obviously got himself a couple. Then we had Chipstead as well. We beat them 6-2. This was a demolition job. We went back to basics of our tactics, kind of retooled things just a little bit, and we absolutely played them off the park. Hat-trick for Carl Smith, 2 from Frank. own goal. And then I even tried to get Robbie like a goal through a penalty. I actually changed him to take the penalty, and unfortunately he missed that one. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much catches you up, right? Because we had Horsham in the last episode. We beat them 2-0. Greenwich, yeah, 3-3. Okay, so that brings up today's episode, which is Hastings and Carshalton. Now, Hastings are currently 8th place in the table, which is only 4 points behind the playoffs, so they're a very tough team. When I originally set this episode up, they were in contention to qualify for the playoffs at least. As you can see right now, we currently sit in 3rd in the table. We are 9 points behind Greenwich, who currently lead the way. They're looking unstoppable right now. Looks like they're going to get automatically promoted. So we've got to make sure we have a strong finish of the season and make a strong push for in the playoffs. And then after that, we take on Carshalton Athletic, another team that are hanging around the top of the table. They are 6th, as you can see here, just 1 point outside of the playoff spots and 6 points behind us at the moment in time. So hoping we get 2 wins today that really would solidify our place in the playoffs, and yeah, just set things up nicely for an end of season push. Alright, so here we go up against Hastings United. We're in really good form right now. We started to pick up again after a little bit of a mid-season slump. So things are looking on the up, and I'm hoping that will continue here against Hastings. So today's lineup, how are we going to do this? I haven't really changed the team around that much. This is how we line up, by the way, at the back. That's pretty much going to stay the same. Stanton, Jones, Lando, Reed, Hunt, Roberts is going to be obviously our defense. With Josh Steele, Ryan Lane midfield. There's no surprise there. But this is where it gets interesting, as Hannah's come into the side, not played that well. And obviously, I have a brand new shiny toy in Eddie Davison. So, at the very least, Eddie Davison will have a place on the bench today, and he'll play instead of, well, Robbie Legg, because let's be honest, his days are done here. I'm just sick and tired of his inconsistency. I've done everything I can to make him feel good and get a few goals, but it just hasn't worked out for me. Anyway, Josh Leslie-Smith, by the way, as well, will also have a place on the bench instead of Mark Jemime. He's kind of filled his purpose, had a few games here and there, but not really stood out as far as a useful player for me. But anyway, should I start Eddie Davison? Yeah, let's go crazy. Let's start Eddie Davison. He's already an upgrade apparently to Carl Smith, which is kind of strange. Didn't think that was going to happen. I'm actually going to play Carl Smith through the middle instead of Wayne Hanna. So this is how we're going to line up. As I mentioned, Rosenwald, Smith, and Davison are going to lead the line. Let's see how Eddie Davison does here on his debut. 16-year-old wonder kid. You know what's going to happen, folks. It's going to be a goal or it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be one or the other. I mean, as you know from my history here, it's probably going to be a shit show. Speaking of shit shows, it looks like my lawn man decided he wants to mow the lawn at an exact perfect timing. Wonderful. All right, first out of the game. Here we go. Hunt's going to throw this in. Finds Steele in the box. There's Eddie Davison. Go on, Eddie. Oh, never mind. Lays it off to Roberts. He does find Frank Rosenwald. He does find the back of the net. So 1-0. And we started like a house on fire. Actually controlling the game possession-wise. That never happens. This is not a tactic that you use if you want to maintain possession. But we're so far dominating. And it's good to get on the score sheet there early on. Nice little finish there from Frank. By the way, Frank has surpassed his 50-goal mark, and that was his 54th of the season. So congratulations to Frank. And we just made it 2 there. Josh Geo getting the credit for the goal, but let's be honest, that was an own goal. A little bit soft there. But still 2-0 up, looking super comfortable. Do they really have to mow the lawn now? It's like middle of the afternoon. Alright, so still gives it all away. Here's Nichols now. Joseph Bowdy. Well, that's a decent effort there. And that's a good save from Callum Stanton, who's had a wonderful season as well. We're going to miss him next year, definitely. So I'm probably going to try and bring back Chris Tardif. His contract does expire. He's on a bit of money, though, so I may see what else is out there. But I do want to bring back Chris Tardif because we're going to need a good keeper, especially if we get promoted. There's Davison now to Steele, back to Frank. Frank to Hunt. Gets the ball in the box, but it's easily clear. Jonesy, come on, pass it forward. Looking for Davison, can't find him. Everyone wants to get the young kid involved. I don't blame him. He's got a lot of talent. That's a great ball. Ooh, Davison was trying to nip around the back post there, but an easy catch there from the Hastings goalkeeper. All right. Not quite sure what happened there, but here's Nichols now. Got the ball for Hastings. To Joseph Bowdy. He's going to run at Roberts. Inside to Nichols. Back to Dixon from the edge of the area. Ooh, that was pretty unlucky. I think here top of the crossbar. I thought it was a save from Stanton, but yeah, I think we got a little bit lucky there. The woodwork saved us on that occasion. Here's Danny Hunt. To Jamal Roberts. Come on, Jamal. Rounds his man. Puts the ball there. To Rosenwald at the back post. Makes it 3-0. Second assist of the game there for Jamal Roberts. Gonna call him Julie Roberts. But yeah, great finish there from Frank Botank. He's on really good form. Good to see him back in monster goals again. That was his 56th goal this season now. Incredible return from him. And I'm happy that he signed the deal relatively cheaply as well. I'm only paying him £80 a week when I think he wanted 105. So I got negotiated down for that one. So that was pleasing. That felt like a win. Although he was only playing £30 a week when he signed. So anyway, here is Hastings again looking to bounce back. And they have looked dangerous when they come forward. That's another good save there from Callum. Callum's made a couple of good stops today. So Hastings have looked dangerous, so we can't fall asleep. We can't rest on our laurels of being 3-0 up. Which usually, being 3-0 up, you'd be fine, right? But this is my team after all. I am the manager, so I know better than that. Can't concede before halftime. Here's Cole now. He's through on goal. Lays off. Oh, that's a wonderful save from Stanton. Again, he's kept us in it, to be honest with you. Pulled out 3 fantastic saves. I'm not quite sure how we're winning here 3-0 because we're not actually playing that well. Just taking our chances, I suppose. But anyway, so far so good for Eddie Davison, by the way. 7.0. That's a pretty impressive start to his career here, especially with his debut. I expect him to struggle a little bit. But yeah, we'll keep him on for the full 90 minutes, get him full of exposure experience because obviously, as you know, playing young players is important as developing them behind the scenes. They need game time for them to fully develop. So here's Lane now looking for Davison. Let's see what he can do with the ball. He gets past his man. Gets to the bar line. Pulls it. That's a terrible cross, Eddie. I'm not going to let you off that one. Here's Danny Hunt to steal. Steals tackle and it's easily cleared. Lander wins it. Quiet game for Lander as well at the back. Haven't seen much of him. Good ball forward there. Joseph Bowdy's through on goal. And this time he puts it wide of his near post. Actually, it was a good save from Stanton again. Not sure if that was on target. It looked like it was going wide. Here's Joseph Bowdy, edge of the area. Interesting move. Not quite sure I agree with that one. Here's Rosenwald and that's Davison. Maybe a counter-attack. See what Eddie can do here. He couldn't get the cross in the first time and he's easily tackled for the second one. So, alright, quick switch around up top here. I'm going to move Carl Smith out to left wing again. Put Eddie Davison a bit more central. Give him a run out there because Carl Smith has played left wing all season and he's done very well for me. So, and he's having a crap game, so I'm just trying to improve that. What else could I do here to freshen some legs up? Ryan Lane, I'll take you off Tom Delamar instead. There's a chance maybe for Rosenwald for his hat-trick, and he really should have scored there. That was not a good finish there from Frank. Alright, Horlock here's going to blast this ball long. A little bit too easy there for the Hastings striker to win that in the air, and that was abysmal. Good ball there. Joseph Bowdy all alone in the back post. He really shouldn't have won that in the air. He had surrounded by 3 centre-halves there. That shouldn't have been that easy. Disappointing. We exceeded too many goals this way. Just kind of fell asleep. There was 3 players at the back post. None of them came out to try and try and win the ball in the air there. Joseph Bowdy with an easy header. Makes it 3-1. Disappointing to concede, you know. I was hoping to keep a clean sheet today. Alright, 86 minutes on the clock. Ball goes long. Ooh, and if he scored there, that would have been a little bit interesting. Honestly, we've been pretty lucky today. We haven't played that well at all. In fact, Hastings have probably had the better opportunities. And perhaps he's another one. Nope, never mind. Goes through back to Stanton. Stanton's going to hold the ball up here. Waste some more time. But as things stand, it looks like Greenwich are winning and so are Lewis. So we're not going to catch up any teams above us in the table. But it does now create a gap of 6 points for us and Carl Charlton. So puts us in a pretty dominating position. Here's Rosenwald now. Chance for his hat-trick. Decent effort there. Good save from the keeper. Alright, full-time whistle here. 3-1. Alright, so I'll take the win. Not the best performance in the world, but still pleasing to win pretty comfortably 3-1. Good to see us taking our chances up top, and good to see Eddie Davis on his debut. Had a good first half, second half, didn't really do much. Carl Smith, by the way, was absolutely atrocious today. He is the worst player of the match for myself. But overall, okay, I'm pretty happy about that. Let's go to the next game against Carl Shelton. Alright, so here we go up against Carl Shelton now. Got five wins on the spin. Things are looking up. I'm hoping we continue it here. Last time we played them, we lost. I'm hoping that won't happen, obviously. So, same lineup, no changes. Can't be bothered to make any changes. We're playing too well. Eddie Davison gets another start. I want to see him score. Come on, Eddie. I want to see you do something spectacular. I'm excited about having him. It's been obviously, I haven't had a great deal of luck when it comes to regens in Football Manager 2018. So I'm hoping this will be the kid, essentially. Chance now for the free kick. Lander's going to strike it from distance. Didn't expect Lander to take that free kick. Alright, here's Danny Hunt, throws it in. Rosenwald is fouled in the box, so Rosenwald was going to take this penalty. I'm going to change that. I am going to give it to Eddie Davison, who apparently is only a 2 at penalty taken, so let's see how bad that actually is. I think Frank's still going to step up, isn't he? Nope, Eddie Davison is. Okay, good. It worked this time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Come on, Eddie. Get in there, Eddie Davison. Star was born, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Davison scores his first goal for the club, first goal of his professional career, and hopefully this is the start of many, many more goals to come. Here's Danny Hunt. Frank the Tank, who won that penalty, was going to take it, but I had to give it to Eddie. That's a good-looking ball in the box, and Carl Smith can't find an steal to Rosenwald. He finally gets his goal there. He deserves it. He's been so far so good in in the first half. He's been really, really good. He deserved the goal, and found the back of the net with a fantastic finish, keeping it involved and moving. One touch out of his feet, found the bottom corner. No problem for Frank the Tank. Alright, thrown here deep inside the Carl Charlton half. Well worked out there, though. They're playing some nice stuff here. Good interception enough from Jamal Roberts. There's Davison, gives the ball away. Here is Reed, Boston 4. Now Davison's now through on goal. Davison, he's got men square, and he pulls it back to Frank Rosenwald. Makes it 3-0. Assist there from Eddie Davison. I'm glad he had the composure there. I expected him, actually, with his inexperience, to take a shot on and probably miss from that angle. But instead, he laid it across to Frank Rosenwald for an easy tap-in. And 3-0. Alright, 3-0 up here again at the halfway point of this game. Playing some really good stuff, very comfortable football. Carl Charlton really haven't shown any kind of glimpses that they're going to be in this game. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to make a change up top. Carl Smith is going to come off for Wayne Hanna. Going to try and get him a goal as well, if he possibly can. Everyone else looks pretty fit, because right now, from between now and the end of the season, we're going to have a week off in between every single game, so that's going to help us. Because I think a large reason why we played so badly in that mid kind of season point was we had so many cup games, so many midweek fixtures, and basically a team just got fatigued when it come down to it. So it's good to have a week off in between games now. Alright, here is Eddie Davison. He's hit this ball forward looking for Hanna. Can't find him. Bishop's going to pick that up. Not a problem. So here we go. So second half goals here. Obviously I want to get Eddie Davison another goal, and I want to get Wayne Hanna a goal as well. So here's Joe Steele. Got Danny Hunt, acres of room there. Puts the ball in the box, terrible cross. The ball is, I would say cleared. There's Jones now to Danny Hunt. Found Frank Rosenwald doing work outside the box for a change. There's Upton to Roberts. Roberts gets the byline, pulls it back to Frank Rosenwald. He completes his hat-trick. 4-0. Easy as you like. Jamal Roberts actually played really well this episode. He's got himself, I think it's his 3rd assist now in the 2 games. So he's quietly coming along nicely as well. His form is definitely picking up. For a while, I was actually considering dropping him for Matt Lauren or perhaps even Ryan Lane. Alright, corner kick. Let's not concede, shall we? Oh, that's a good strike there, and he goes wide of the post. Looks like Stanton had it covered though. We'll make a change, because I'm bored. Delamar, and then, I don't know. Who else wants to come on? We'll do Liam Mann. Why not? Alright, another corner. Salmon's going to put this ball in. The ball ricochets around. There's Wayne Hannon now. Let's see if he can clear it. He does. Can't find Rosenwald, though. Good tackle with Delamar. There's David Davison. Despite the goal and assist, he's actually been pretty quiet. Here's ball's cleared long here. Bradford. Out wide to Salmon, who's got tons of time. Alexander Salmon. Puts the ball in the box. Well cleared in the end. There's Delamar to steal. Calmly done. There's Eddie Davison. Now see what he can do here. Not the best ball in the world, but he does find Hanna eventually after the mistake from the Charlton defender, and Wayne Hanna got a shot on target, and it was a solid save in the end. But I'm a little concerned by Eddie Davison's final ball. I'm a little concerned about that shooting as well from Steele. Alright, so you got about 30 seconds on this game, and it looks like it's going to be 2 wins in a row, and I'll make it 6 on the trot. Here's Davison now, perhaps put the cherry on the cake, looking for Hanna. Can't find him. That was a better ball, though. That was a bit more encouraging from the young wonder kid. And that wasn't a good ball, but it was a full-time whistle anyway. 4-0, comfortable win, easy as you like. Hat-trick for Frank Rosenwald. Another good performance from him. And it's good to see him back on form again after a bit of a rough mid-season. He's very, very important to the system, as you can tell. I mean, any player that scores 50 goals, I think he's got to be close to 60 now, right? Surely. Yeah, he's 2 goals away from 60. He's got 41 goals in the league and 17 in the cup. What more can be said about the legend that is Frank Rosenwald? He has just been unstoppable this season. So, take a look at the league table before we leave today's episode. As you can see, we currently sit in 3rd place. We're still 9 points behind Greenwich. Greenwich look completely unstoppable. Looks like they're going to run away with the league. So, unfortunately, we're going to settle for a spot in the playoffs, which we are 9 points now clear of Carshalton, who sit outside in 6th. As things stand, it looks like we're going to qualify for the playoffs within the next couple of games. So, let's take a quick look here at the league schedule ahead of us. We've only got 7 games left of the season. That's actually kind of interesting. So what I'm actually going to do here is we're pretty much a dead cert for playoffs. Let's put it that way. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to go to the last 2 games of the season. That'll be the next episode. So Sittingbourne and Molesey will be the last episode of the league season, and then we'll go into the playoffs. And hopefully we'll get promoted. First time of asking, we need to, honestly. Especially if you want to make something out of this save, because not long left till Football Manager 2019 comes out in November. So believe me, that time will fly. So anyway, thanks so much for watching the video. Nothing else more to say. Good performance. What do you think of Eddie Davison? Do you think any of our new younger players will amount to anything? What do you think? What areas of the team do you think we should really look to improve? Obviously, right wing back needs improving. Danny Hunt is not a long-term solution, but I don't really have any other option right now. But apart from Danny Hunt, what other player do you think we should replace in the first team? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to leave a like on it. And please, if you are enjoying videos by me, please hit subscribe, turn notifications on. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.